We are here with Lauren Foundos, who is the founder of FORTE Fit. Lauren, how are you doing today as you have arrived in New Orleans for this entire event?
I'm doing superb. I couldn't be happier to be here. I've only been here since I was a kid, so I'm excited to.
Really? So you've been in New Orleans before?
Just as a kid, so I think I'm gonna have a different experience this time.
I would imagine. I mean, I know my husband too came as a kid, and as an adult, you would just experience everything differently. Yep. Not just the food, by the way, too. I know you had mentioned crawfish.
Yep, I'm excited to eat some crawfish. I saw a little jazz fest action yesterday, so taking all of New Orleans culture in that again.
That's awesome. Now, had you ever heard of Collision Conference before?
I have heard of it, and obviously Web Summit as well. So I knew some people that attended it and spoke at it, and yeah, so I'm super excited to be a part of it.
Nice. So can you tell us a little bit more about FORTE Fit? What is it, and why is it different than other fitness options?
Yeah, so FORTE, we build hardware and software that we install in boutique fitness studios in order to enable them to live stream their classes. So we live stream from boxing studios, running, spinning, yoga from New York, Miami, Salt Lake City, from all over the country. And then it streams all to sort of our Netflix style hub where you can access everything. And then users can log in and take classes. They're live, and then they're immediately available on demand. So you could take a live class from anywhere in the country, either at home if it requires no equipment, and if it requires equipment, then you're at the gym, or we also stream into thousands of gyms, so your gym may have access to it, or you have obviously your phone and your own access as well.
That's so forward thinking. So when Netflix was starting to take off with the whole streaming thing, had you already come up with this, or were you like, wait a second?
Well, I love studios myself, and so really going to them and then also traveling and trying to kind of, getting into them and also just seeing how they're going to grow their businesses and realizing the power of the internet and the expense to expanding their brick and mortar businesses. So I started talking to studios to see if it was something they were willing to do, and before I knew it, they were, and so I was working on Wall Street, and I had to figure out how to build a tech company pretty quickly at that point. So yeah.
Tell us more about, you were working on Wall Street and then this went into a tech company. Was there any correlation between the two at all?
Yeah, no, I wasn't trying to start a company. Obviously fitness is near and dear to my heart. I was a 2-time All-American hockey player and played at the best college in the nation. So working out is a huge part of my life. So it's exciting to be wearing workout clothes now all the time. It's my new suits. And so, yeah, I worked on Wall Street for the last 10 years trading government bonds. Not trying to really leave my job. I started to see the industry evolving, getting really into studios, actually taking my clients to work out with me because I had to be at work so early that I couldn't go before work, so I made it part of my own entertaining and got a big crew kind of working out with me, so I'd always find new studios and stuff, and then really started to see this idea come clear as, I myself don't typically like doing old school workout videos. I never really took to them and love the studios, and so I was like, how do we take this content and enable it to be, for them to broadcast this as opposed to making these choreographed videos, which is what everybody has done in the past. And so really making content that I loved and continuing to be able to do that. And so I started talking to the studios, and they were like, some people, a couple years ago were opposed to streaming. They didn't understand it. They were like, I don't think my clients are going to like that. And I'm like, well, if you don't do this, then somebody else will. And the internet's a really powerful thing, and it'll spread it across the country, and everyone will know about that thing as opposed to all your brick and mortars, and they won't matter. So that was kind of how it got it going. And then they were like, let's start this. And so I was like, whoa, I didn't build anything. I actually have a job. I don't know how I'm going to start this. I started going to meetups and reading every book that I can, and went on my LinkedIn and typed in tech, and I was looking for, I only knew traders. I was like, okay, I don't know many people in tech. And just really, my brother's best friend worked at Kickstarter and was in the tech industry, and so he was instrumental in really helping me kind of guide me along this path here, and I knew I needed to quit and move immediately because the space was going to get crowded, and I didn't want to look back and say, oh, that was my idea, or I should have done that. And so I just was like, I'm doing this, and yeah.
How do you feel now looking back at that, saying, I did take a leap, and you're still taking that leap now? Are you glad versus like staying in Wall Street and just trying to trust somebody else to do it?
Yeah, I mean, studios now write me and they're like, Lauren, I have to be streaming. I'm like, oh, I know, I told you that 3 years ago. So that feels good to know that the market is now demanding the product. We were obviously forward thinking at the time when we initially got started. Now everyone in the market wants to be doing that. So that is nice, from that perspective. Even, just leaving my job, everyone was concerned. I was doing really well, and they're like, I can't believe you're doing it. I'm like, I'm not like turning to drugs. I'm building a tech company. It's really hard to be an entrepreneur. It's going to be an incredible challenge. It's not like I'm, falling off the face of the earth. So worst case, then I know more than I knew when I started this. And just doing it, I tell my mom that people email and they're like, you changed my life. And nobody told me that when I worked on Wall Street. So
what was stopping people before, and how did your idea make a difference for them to change their life in fitness?
Yeah, I think some people, just have trouble working out or don't go to the gym necessarily, don't have the time. And so being able to take these classes that they know and love and were able to take once, or maybe they lived in LA or New York and they moved to the suburbs and now it's not as readily available. And so them being able to kind of access the stuff they already know and loved. And I think for our new users, like as we continue to expand, it will be, marketing it to people that haven't experienced this stuff and to understand why it's become so popular.
Well, you're like, I'm not as fit as I should be, and it's been years of that.
Yep.
I'm not an ex-athlete. Is this experience for everybody?
Yeah, I think so. Studios now make up 42% of the fitness industry, so they're obviously catching on because they hone in on the community aspect, which is what keeps people staying and sticking to it, and so people want to be a part of something. So I think that's where they're building these great communities, and so studios have done a great job of that, and that's what we want to amplify. And I think they're fun. Most importantly, they're fun. You're dancing; it feels like a club in some of these environments. Like I think that's the main thing, and just now people have a heightened awareness that they need to be moving, and so more people are interested in trying to find a way to do it, and it doesn't have to be running 10 miles on a treadmill, which is, most people don't like, but you can do all these different types of classes that are really different, and there's something for everybody, basically.
Have you had corporate companies interested in like trying to bring wellness to their employees through this kind of service?
Yeah, we've done a couple deals like that. So with companies that basically work with health insurers to, just like you would go to the gym and the guy at the gym could sign a paper saying that you went 200 times, So you doing those same things with the health insurance. We just completed the integration of wearables. So the grand vision is to, sync that to health insurers. So just like taking steps is great, it's valuable, it burns calories, it's moving, but getting your heart rate to its target max zone is actually really helping your heart. So being able to verify that information and really hopefully people can get money back, which will motivate people and just to be healthier.
Do you foresee a day where you're going to be available on Netflix or Hulu or things like that?
Yeah, those would be great acquirers. Or Amazon if you're listening. Amazon, we'd love to be acquired by you. Yep.
Right here, buddy.
Exactly. I love Amazon. I use that. So those would be great acquisition companies for us. Yeah.
And like, what do you want to walk away from Collision having been able to accomplish?
Yeah, I think really just obviously spreading the product and sort of our vision of the future. We started streaming, as I mentioned, into 4,000 gyms. So gyms are paying for a subscription. We're also streaming into residential buildings and hotels. So we're not just looking at this as an at-home fitness product. It's really, you have your phone and some days I'm home, some days I'm at the gym and you're moving around. And so really building a product that isn't in the at-home category or in that category, and really just with the user now is moving as the user is acting different. So I think that's what we're really trying to make that clear and kind of expand that vision and So.
Well, where will we find you at Collision? Are you going to have a booth, or what days are you going to be around? Where are you going to be?
Yeah, so no booth. Just going to be everywhere. Nice. I'll be speaking on May 2nd, I believe. Okay. At 4:40 on a panel with the guys from ClassPass and Peloton. So our neighbors in the space. So that'll be exciting. And moderated by the Well and Good founder.
Awesome. Well, also, if you guys want to find Forte Fit, it is at FORTE, forte.fit, which I love that you have that little custom domain.
Loans.com, so if you'd like to give that up, I would love to get that website.
Again, if you're listening, these are ways that you can help. Exactly. And you're also on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and Twitter, which is great that you're just all these places where people probably already are, and be like, and by the way, I can be fit here too. Exactly. Awesome. Well, Lauren, thank you so much for your time, and it was a pleasure talking to you for Collision Media.
Thank you so much.